Now, here is your forecast first.
A real nice start to the weekend here for us on this Saturday. Lots of sunshine, warm weather outside too. And now we're getting ready to turn it in for the night. Temperatures around the low 70s right now, and a couple of us have cooled down into the 60s here, us included in the Quad Cities. 68 right now, 73 over in Tipton at the moment. Here's your satellite and radar. Lots of clear skies all throughout the day. Now we're starting to see a couple of clouds move in for this evening. On your forecast first, still going to be staying dry throughout the rest of the night. A bit of a cloudy start for tomorrow, but overall, still a good day. I'll have all of that and more coming up on our Quad Cities News at 10.
Now, from the heart of the Quad Cities, you're watching our Quad Cities News at 10 on Local 4.
Happy Saturday night. We're live here from Rock Island on your Local 4 News. The Quad Cities involved in a nationwide demonstration, crowded streets, parks, and plazas across the U.S. and here in Rock Island to protest President Donald Trump with blaring chants mixed with support to protect democracy and immigrant rights. Our very own Charlie Royland has tonight's top story.
A reaction to the Army's 250th birthday parade and the actions of President Trump and his administration overall.
Not a birthday parade, it is a statement. It is a military parade. It is I can spend your money however I want to.
Thousands of people gathered in Schwiebert Park in Rock Island, holding signs and cheering on speakers who chose to share their message with the community.
You're out here doing it in a very public way like this. Everybody's going to see it and see what's going on.
They participate in something that is nationwide, coast to coast, all at the same time, all at the same hour. You are contributing to a message that's larger than any one of the groups.
Saturday's No Kings protests spanned the United States, with protesters lining the streets from California all the way to New York.
We need to protest with joy. Because right now, hate is bogging us down. Hate is destroying us. Hate is separating us. What better way than to unite with joy, with celebrating each other?
Dean says each protest gains momentum.
Things have looked really bleak, but every step, every time it looks more bleak, there's 10 times more people saying that. There's 10 times more people meaning that things need to change. There's 10 times more people showing up.
And they intend to keep doing just that.
The message is that we have to stay united for 3.5 more years.
In Rock Island, Charlie Royland, our Quad Cities News.
And authorities around Minneapolis searching for a gunman they say targeted 2 Democratic state lawmakers overnight, killing one and her husband and wounding the other lawmaker and his wife. Police say inside the suspect's vehicle, handwritten signs that read "No Kings," a reference to demonstrations planned across the country Saturday. Officials say they also found a list of 50 people who were also potential targets, and the FBI offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to the suspect's arrest. Anna Schechter has the latest.
A massive search is underway for a gunman authorities say shot and killed Minnesota Democratic state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark in their Brooklyn Park home. Officials say the suspect also shot and wounded Democratic state Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette at their home about 9 miles away. The FBI released this photo that appears to show the suspect standing at Hoffman's door, wearing a mask and dressed like a police officer.
Today we are asking for the public's help at this point in time in locating Vance Luther Bolter, who is a 57-year-old white male who's 6 feet 1 inch tall, 220 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes.
Governor Tim Walz spoke about the attack that has sent shockwaves across the nation.
My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination.
Police say the suspect was last seen Saturday morning wearing a tan cowboy hat with a dark shirt or coat.
Do not approach him. You should consider him armed and dangerous, and you should call 911 immediately with the information.
At one point after the shootings, officers encountered the suspect at Hortman's home. He opened fire and got away. Investigators towed a vehicle disguised with police lights and a police license plate from the home. Anna Schechter, CBS News.
A show of military force unfolding tonight in the nation's capital, one of the largest military parades ever on U.S. soil. The Army celebrating its 250th anniversary with a massive parade, tanks, troops, and aircraft flyovers, and there's President Trump front and center through the heart of D.C., watching from a special viewing platform near the White House. He's presiding over the event on his 79th birthday. The parade facing criticism because of its price tag and many condemning the Trump administration with No Kings protests across the country. Well, our community is always chipping in to help out each other, and it feels like it's just a day-by-day, week-by-week thing. Family Resources staff and volunteers teaming up with QC area Hy-Vee stores all through Saturday. This is from our team in Bettendorf. Fill the Truck benefits the nonprofit's sheltering and housing services for survivors of domestic abuse, sexual abuse, and other violent crimes, including trafficking. Family Resources had a list of basic needs like kitchen and bath items, cleaning supplies, diapers, and even over-the-counter medicines.
Now, your local pinpoint forecast.
A real nice way to start the weekend here. Lots of sunshine. Warm weather, too. Made it into the 80s today. And it's only going to be getting warmer as we head towards tomorrow and even for the start of next week. But right now, things are nice and quiet looking outside over the Interstate 74 bridge from Bettendorf and over here in the Quad Cities outside of our studio in Rock Island, overlooking the Centennial Bridge on this Saturday night. And then one last look from our Crawford Company camera over in Muscatine. Here are your weather headlines for tonight. Nice weather throughout the rest of the evening. Things going to be looking pretty calm for tonight. More sunshine for tomorrow, though there will be a bit more clouds than today. And we also have a chance for some rain on Sunday as well, but mainly going to be during the later hours of the day for your Sunday. And then as we take a peek into next week, starting on Monday, rain chances do come back, and they only get higher and higher as we head throughout the rest of the week. I'll have more on that in just a moment, but right now temperatures are cooling down into the 60s for some of us included in the Quad Cities. That's 68 for us watching from Muscatine and Tipton, around those low to mid 70s there, so still pretty comfortable for this evening at this hour. Your morning temperatures tomorrow going to be starting off around the upper 60s there, then getting up into the 80s right after lunchtime or so to get started on the afternoon. A lot of clouds to get started to the morning as well, but more sunshine will be on the way as we head later throughout Sunday. Here's our satellite and radar now. Things are fairly quiet to get you going for the evening here. A few clouds beginning to come through, but still going to be staying dry. And on your futurecast, mostly just going to be clouds throughout the rest of the night here. Then by tomorrow, going to be starting off with mostly cloudy skies, but then it does clear out towards the afternoon, and that's where that rain chance does come in, right around the dinner time hours or so. Then by Monday morning, to get started for the upcoming work week, going to be seeing more clouds and some more rain going to be coming through throughout the morning and even towards the afternoon as well. Going to be seeing some more showers prominent towards that part of the day. So taking a look at some of your rain chances, it really does pick up as we head towards Tuesday and even Wednesday as well, reaching 80% chances. So Wednesday is really our day of rain that we are keeping an eye out on, where we could see almost 2 inches of rain possible from all of those days combined. Now that is just one of the models. 65 for your overnight lows here. And then tomorrow, lots of sun with that late rain chance at around 86 for your high. And on your 7-day pinpoint forecast, looking at the temperatures of those rainy days going to be coming up, could be reaching into the 90s by that Tuesday before things taper off a little bit and some more sunshine returning towards the end of the week.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, the whole thing about 90 degrees, you can either be playing FIFA or playing soccer outside.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like
either or.
Yeah, and
it's the right decision.
But it is going to be a nice day tomorrow to get outside before that rain comes in, and then before more wet weather comes in for next week.
Outdoor workouts. Maybe we can get that done tomorrow morning.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Sean. Well, still ahead, Caitlin Fever showing the sports world she is back. Defending champion New York Liberty visit the Indiana Fever. Nick Couzin highlights next at 10.
After 2 road wins in Tulsa and San Antonio, the Quad Cities Steamwheelers back at home for the first time since May 10th. With an 8-2 record, the Wheelers own the best record in the IFL and sit atop the Eastern Conference standings. I am awesome. Thank you for the love, Steam Wheelers fans. First quarter, Wheelers up 2 after a Kyle Kaplan deuce. Keyshawn Moore in for the sack. And that's turnover on downs. It leads to a field goal and a 5-0 Wheelers lead. How about some offense? Second quarter, tied at 5. Shovel pass to running back Jared Ware, knifes his way through the D. Then the offensive line pushes him to half yard short of the goal line, where scores on the next play and makes it 12-5 Wheelers. Ensuing kickoff, Kyle Kaplan dropping a second deuce, one of 3 on the night, extends the QC lead 14-5. That beautiful Kaplan leg working wonders. Later second quarter, defense takes over, bad snap. Malik Duncan scoops it and scores. Turnover into touchdown, 20-5 Wheelers. Next time on defense, how about another? Chima Dunga deflects the pass, ball lands right in the man's hands, interception, ball back to the offense. Offense capitalizes, handoff to Jared Ware, easy walk-in for touchdown number 2 on the night. Steamrollers scored 21 unanswered to close the first half and go on to win 45-28. Bandits going for their 4th win in a row against Beloit. Big second inning, already a runner on first. Right fielder Carter Frederick hits a liner. That drops into center. Carson Rockefeller beating the throw to third. The original call out. The umpires get together, change the call. Safe it is. Beloit manager coming out, not happy about it, gets in the umpire's face, and yep, that's an ejection. From there, it's the Sky Carp. It goes downhill. 2 batters later, catcher Canyon Brown rips one down the left field line, rolls all the way to the corner. That's good enough to score Rockefort and Frederick. The Bandits take the lead 2-1. The Bandits score 3 in the second, 4 in the third, and win big 12-1. You could almost hear Mace playing in the background. Welcome back. Caitlin Clark returns to the floor for the Indiana Fever after missing 5 games with a left quad strain. The Fever going 2-3 during that stretch and welcoming in the defending league champs to Indy. No restrictions, no rust for CC in case you missed the signature logo 3. How about 3 of them by the end of the first quarter? 14 points for Clark after just 10 minutes, 7 made 3s overall. On to the second, CC sharing the rock 2, drives and dishes to guard Lexi Hall. That's a 3 in the corner pocket. Indiana's biggest first half lead, up 3 at the break. Third quarter, Fever starting to pull away. The first overall picks connect. Aaliyah Boston the assist, Clark the tray, part of a 19-0 run. Late fourth quarter, forward Sophie Cunningham, also back from injury, gets the Fever over triple digits. 102-88, the final. Liberty's first loss of the year. Indiana hosts Connecticut on Tuesday.
Just a little anxious to get out there and get playing again. I felt really good. I thought there was a few periods where I felt like a little tired. I asked for a sub there in the second half or in the second quarter, and Steph got me a quick one. But other than that, my legs felt really strong. Like I felt in good shape, and I'm ready to play, and that's certainly how I felt out there.
All-man lub Charles Jagasaw went from an injury redshirt after tearing a right pec in fall camp to playing in the national championship for Notre Dame at right guard. Jagasaw out playing at the Guy Rendell's Memorial Golf outing at Highland Springs, talking about the experience of playing on the biggest of stages and what kept him grounded through recovery.
Super memorable. Like I'm never gonna forget that game, even though it didn't go the way you wanted. Obviously, just to be there with that team, like it was a great moment for me and for the whole program, honestly, because that's what we're building towards. Every year we're trying to win, so it's just one step closer. Focusing on staying in the moment. I think that like a lot of times you get so caught up, especially when you're injured, like thinking about, oh, what's gonna happen next? What am I gonna do? Like, what's my plan for the next however many years? But I think what helped me the most was just kind of focusing on, okay, tomorrow's tomorrow. We're going to handle today, and just continue to work.
Iowa quarterback Hank Brown transferred in from Auburn this spring to compete with South Dakota State transfer Mark Gronowski for the starting job this fall. Brown also playing at the Guy Rendell's Memorial Golf outing and said the culture, seeing how close the players are with each other, and the offensive fit under second-year coordinator Tim Lester's scheme attracted Brown to Iowa.
It's been awesome. You know, me and Mark are pretty close, and just getting to learn from a guy with experience and being able to just, you know, obviously we do everything together as quarterbacks, and so getting to know each other on a personal level has been good. what Coach Ferentz is doing here is different from a culture aspect, from a team standpoint, and just seeing how close these guys are on the team, and being able to be a part of that, as well as obviously the offense that Leicester's putting together, I think is definitely one of the biggest attractions for me.
Cubs pitcher Matthew Boyd, winless his last 2 starts. Second batter of the game, Pirates DH Andrew McCutchen taking advantage, crushing that ball to the rowdy left field bleachers at Wrigley. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Top 4 Boyd settles in. Second time around, gets McCutchen swinging. Top 6 Boyd with the eye on first. Picks off Tommy Pham going for 2. Boyd goes 6, 1 hit, 1 run, 3 strikeouts. Bottom 6 tie game, 1-1. Shortstop Dansby Swanson unties it. A no-doubter solo bomb. The Cubs lead 2-1. Sets up Boyd for the win. Denny Palencia the save, getting Cabrian Hayes to end it. The Cubs win 2-1. Lots to dance about in Milwaukee. Brewers 2 games up on the Cardinals in the Central. First inning, Cardinals doing the dance. Second baseman Alec Burleson singles the center right up the middle. Scores Mason Wynn. The Cards an early lead. In the top of the 4th, 2-0 lead Cards, and center fielder Victor Scott doubling that advantage. Single to left brings in Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker. 4-0 Redbirds. Next inning, Gorman at the dish, crushing baseballs. 3-run homer off the scoreboard in center. That's 433 feet. 7-1 Cards lead. Bottom 8, Brew Crew down 3, bases loaded. Phil Maton clutch strikes out Jackson Churio. The Brewers leave the bases loaded and their own fans in tears as well. It's only a game. Don't be too sad. Top 9, first baseman Wilson Contreras ready to send one to orbit. Solo shot, Oppo Taco style. Cardinals win 8-5. White Sox manager Will Venable looking to even the series against former employer Texas. Top 4. Sox up 1. Center fielder Luis Robert Jr. adding to it. Knocks one up the middle off Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom. It's 2-0 Southsiders. Top 8. Sox down 3-2. Right fielder Mike Tauchman knots it up. Brooks Baldwin heading home and just beating the throw. Ties the game up at 3. Top 9. Sox down 1 again. Michael A. Taylor in the pinch hit and sending this one to extras. Short hop off the wall in center. That's an RBI double and a 4-4 game. To extras, bottom 11, 2-on, 2-out right fielder Adolis Garcia ends it. Walk off, RBI single to center. The Rangers win 5-4 in 11. Scores from the DJ Classic in Eldridge. Liza Muscatine beats host North Scott 7-3 and takes down Bettendorf 4-3 in Game 2. Bettendorf bounced back in the afternoon, knocking off Western Dubuque 7-6. North Scott falls in the finale 8-0. And how about Caitlin Clark?
I mean,
32 in the return.
No, doesn't need an introduction.
No.
I feel like she doesn't need an introduction. She's just too incredible. I mean, we kind of know what we're getting. We've been here long enough. We've seen her play long enough, so we kind of see what we're getting. Thanks, Nick. What's still ahead? It's National Flag Day. We'll share a story about flag manufacturing and its storied history in our Quad Cities. That's next at 10. Well, every June 14th, American flag designers and makers celebrate their own holiday. It is Flag Day, and it's always special for a family-owned business here in the Quad Cities. Our very own Evan Denton shares how the business is keeping the flag's legacy going for more than a century.
The year is 1897.
You want to keep it going because it's been an institution in Rock Island, even though a lot of people don't even know we're here because we don't look like a store from the outside.
The family-owned company Regalia's Flag Store opens its doors in Rock Island.
And we're building on the shoulders of other people that have gone before us.
Regalia's is known for creating ribbons for county and state fairs across the country. But within one step inside the door, you are surrounded by flags of all kinds and sizes.
I just want to be sure that people in the Quad Cities have a place to buy their American flags, and we appreciate the fact that there are a lot of veterans in our Quad Cities that do constantly get new flags.
It's a store filled with red, white, and blue pride that goes back before the First World War.
The manufacturing part did actually physically make the American flag here.
For Regalia's flag store staff member Patricia John,
it's important to keep history going.
Seeing American flags throughout the store hits close to home.
My grandfather was the first person that was drafted out of Rock Island County in World War I, and he was very patriotic. He belonged to the American Legion. He was buried in his American Legion uniform, so he instilled that in me, and I'm glad to carry it forward.
John says she doesn't take seeing the American flag waving in the wind for granted.
It means that people have sacrificed their lives.
In Rock Island, Evan Denton, our Quad Cities News.
We'll wrap up your local news as we take a look outside and into downtown Davenport from our Rock Island cam. Meteorologist Sean Kennedy will wrap it up with us on your local news at 10. We are counting down to the World Cup 2026. Airbnb serving as the official partner for the FIFA Club World Cup 2025, the FIFA World Cup 2026, and the Women's World Cup in 2027. Airbnb will offer fan accommodation on its platform. More than 380,000 guests are expected to use Airbnb for stays during next year's World Cup, generating an estimated $3.5 billion for host city economies. This past week, the Bay Area Host Committee had a kickoff event to celebrate one more year until the World Cup at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Some pro players on hand to teach some of the younger generations some ball.
Oh man, I am so excited.
I know Sean's ready for this.
I'm ready for the World Cup, dude.
I love how
Sean
much
is ready for some footy action.
Are you kidding me?
Let's try. We should try to organize a trip.
Everyone cares about the Super Bowl. You know, to each their own. This is my thing.
No,
this is Sean's Super Bowl.
And now
Sean's Super Bowl.
I agree with you. When it comes to Super Bowl versus World Cup, I'm going World Cup all day. I'm going World Cup all day over the Super Bowl.
United States winning though, that's a discussion for another day.
We got home advantage.
We got plenty of time. We'll do that for another day. We will save that.
We take it home.
Pulisic.
That's right. I like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And finally, before we go, postal workers are leaving scented dryer sheets in customers' mailboxes to prevent wasps and yellow jackets from nesting in your mailbox and stinging them when they open the box. Mail carriers say the stinging varmints hate the smell of dryer sheets. One worker say they've been stung 10 times in 10 separate occasions, so they're coming armed with the dryer sheets. And the workers humbly ask you to leave those sheets inside the boxes, which actually are federal property, so you get your mail and they don't get buzzed by a nasty stinger.
Ooh, yeah, definitely do not want that.
It's a good idea.
It is. All right, well, one last look at the weather quickly before we go. We're going to be seeing a chance for some storms as we start next week with temperatures getting up into the 90s by Tuesday.
Yeah, it's looking really nice out there. We got Wednesday to worry about, but otherwise, we can just chill out at home for the meanwhile. All right, well, that's it for us. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. We have a great night. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow.